So, Peter Hickman, a relative newcomer to the TT, but tell us about your first memory of first time you saw the TT itself.
First time I saw it properly was the year before I came as a newcomer, so I guess fairly late on. Was only 2013, and came over on the plane, had no idea where I'm going or where I was meant to be, but found some friends actually on the plane and followed them down to the paddock, and yeah, jumped in a car and did some laps.
And where did you go and watch?
I watched them all over, bit of Crosby, up over the jump after the pub, obviously on start and finish as well, and yeah, pretty much anywhere I could get. I was only here for 3 or 4 days, so I did as much as I could in that short amount of time.
And initial impressions?
Yeah, such an amazing place, very unique, and when you've sat in a hedge for 40 minutes waiting for the first bike to come through and everything's dead quiet and you can hear the birds tweeting in the trees, and then you can hear a bike in the distance from maybe 2 or 3 miles away, and the anticipation really kind of gets to you, and then when the first bike comes through, yeah, just blows you away.
Did you already have the bug to race, or did that sort of set things off?
I came over thinking about the possibility, and that was one of the reasons why I came over, just to come and have a look, and yeah, it was exactly what I expected it to be, and filled me full of excitement straight away. And
going back to the course itself, if you were to come back and watch, you probably don't have much time to watch races now, but if you were coming back, where would you go and watch, do you think?
The place I always tell everyone to go and watch is Gorsley. It's just over 7 miles in. It's a really fast right-hander, and you can sit on the wall on the entrance into the corner, and yeah, it's mega fast. On the Superbike, we're 5th gear through there. It's 160 odd mile an hour, and yeah, we pass the wall maybe a metre away from it, and you can be sat on the wall. So it really does give you a sense of speed, and everyone who I send there loves it.
And from a racer's point of view, do you have parts of the course that are your favourite sections? Or?
Not particularly. I enjoy it all. I enjoy riding the bike, and the different sections of the course give different aspects of how you need to ride them, or how you should approach them, and I enjoy that fact about racing in general when we go to different circuits, and the Isle of Man is that big that it's like having 20 different circuits one after another, so I really enjoy that fact. I don't really have a favourite part as such. I just like riding around it.
How did you go about learning it? Because they say it's a lifetime experience, obviously, but you've been very fast, almost straight out of the box. I mean, how did you go about circuit knowledge?
Yeah, it's something a lot of people ask me all the time, especially newcomers that are coming now. Lots of homework at the end of the day. I came good 7 times between the kind of January and the April of the year that I was going to race it. I came for a good 2 days at a time, hired a car, and just went round and round and round and round. You know, I did over 70 laps in a hire car, just driving it continuously. Really, get up in the morning, do some laps, have some lunch, go and do some more laps in the evening, sleep on it, maybe a nighttime lap or 2 because it's good at night because there's a lot less traffic, so you get around a bit faster. And yeah, just did loads and loads, over 70 laps, I say, and it's an hour a time in a car, so over 70 hours worth of driving around, plus watching onboard laps, playing the PlayStation game, actually, as daft as it sounds, the old PlayStation PS2 game. It's actually quite accurate, so it gave a good insight into what I was going to be doing.
So looking forward to this year, how have you been going about preparing, both physically and with the team?
Been really busy actually all through the year. I've been out and raced in Australia already and done the Phillip Island Classic, which was mega. It's the first time I went and did that. Raced for the UK team, which we won, so that was good. That was a good start to the year. I've been over in Texas with Colin Edwards doing the flat tracking, so training out there on dirt. And then obviously been testing with my Smiths BMW team as well. So and the testing has actually gone really well. So I'm quite happy with where we are at the minute. Obviously I've got the full British Superbike Championship to think about as well, and we'll have 3 rounds of that before we come to the TT. So hope I'll be well up to speed before we get to the TT, and I'm physically fit and ready for it already. So yeah, looking forward to it.
You ride the British Superbike Championship and on the roads. Is there a big difference in setup on the bikes now?
Setup-wise, between the two, between roads and BSBs, not a massive difference, to be quite honest. It's very similar. You tend to, overall, the geometry will be very similar. We maybe raise the bike on the roads for the TT a little bit, just so you've got a bit more ground clearance, because we have a lot of big compressions, such as Bray Hill or Bagara, bottom of Bagara, places like that. It's there's real big compressions where the engine can hit the floor or the exhaust. So we raise the bike a bit, we soften it off a little bit, but that's about it. I actually raced my same BSB bike last year at the TT, and it was absolutely fine.
You're well into the 130 club, and do you have a sort of target for this year?
Yeah, obviously I reached the 132 mile an hour club last year, which was mega, and 4th fastest rider in history, which is pretty good in only 3 years, obviously, of coming. So yeah, I was really happy. I actually had a bit of a tough TT, to be fair. I started 6 races, I only finished 2. So one of them was the Superbike race where I finished 4th, and then the other one was one of the Supersports. So in the senior, I'd already done a 131.8 mile an hour standing start, which was my fastest standing start by a long way, and I'm fairly confident that would have been very close to being on the podium if not on it. So it was a shame that we had a technical issue, really, but I think 133 was definitely achievable, but it just wasn't to be. So we'll have to see what this year brings.
Hickman, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.